Am I audible to you? Why? Ashna? Okay. Okay. There was some problem with the computer monitor. That is why I was out of the meet. So in the last class, we have discussed about the differential amplifier using BJT, and we have started the topic. Okay. So we have discussed about four configurations of differential amplifier. What are the configurations? There are four configurations. First one is dual input balanced output differential amplifier. Second one is dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier. Third one is dual input. Third one is single input balanced output amplifier, and fourth one is single input unbalanced output differential amplifier. There are four configurations. Okay. So let us see. Differential amplifier using BJT. Okay. So we are not going to the configurations. Actually, in your syllabus, you need to study the DC analysis of differential amplifier. See, let us draw a different. Suppose if it is a differential amplifier, let me differential amplifier, and you know there are two inputs V1 and V2, and output will be V out. V out will be difference between the input that we have studied. Okay. So there are two types of output signals corresponding to this differential amplifier. First one, we can say that output signal of the differential amplifier V out equal to, in general we can write it as A into VID, that is equal to A into V1 minus V2. That is the output signal. So here the input can be given in two modes. So first mode is difference mode. The difference mode input voltage. Difference mode input voltage corresponding to this differential amplifier. Difference mode input voltage corresponding to differential amplifier is, that is what is this, its input in V1 and V2. Difference mode input means V1 gets subtracted, V2 gets subtracted from V1. So difference mode input voltage will be V1 minus V2. Okay. So the difference mode input voltage corresponding to this differential amplifier is V1 minus V2. Appo difference mode ennu പറഞ്ഞാൽ V1 minus V2. Okay. Next is, second is common mode input voltage. Next is common mode input voltage is defined. Common mode, you can write it down. Okay. Common mode input voltage. Input voltage. Common mode input voltage is defined in this case of differential amplifier is, we can write this as difference mode is VDM equal to, this is the input voltage. Difference, DM means difference mode. Okay. Difference mode input voltage is equal to V1 minus V2, and the common mode we can write VCM. Okay. In all the textbooks, this notation is used to VCM, that is common mode input voltage. Okay. VCM equal to common mode input is taken as, this is the input. Okay. If it is difference mode, then V1 minus V2 is taking. If it is common mode, then we are taking V1 plus V2 by 2. That is the average of the signal will be taking. So whenever common mode input voltage is taking, then the VCM will be, common mode input voltage is defined as VCM equal to V1 plus V2 by 2. So you should remember this point also. Okay. So there are two types of input is defined, that is difference mode input and common mode input. Okay, difference mode input is VDM and common mode input is VCM. VDM equal to V1 minus V2. VCM equal to V1 plus V2 by 2. Okay. Okay, you can type. VCM equal to VDM equal to V1 minus V2 and VCM equal to V1 plus V2 by 2. So these are the two inputs. Okay. So next, this is a general thing. Okay. In the coming classes, we will be dealing with the common mode rejection ratio. In that case, we need these terms, that is difference mode input gain and difference mode gain and common mode gain. Okay. So that is why I am telling this. Okay. Next, we can go to the topic. See, differential amplifier using BJT. I have drawn the circuit diagram in the yesterday. See, you can see here. Actually, the circuit diagram is like this. So there will be a resistor and a voltage source, and it is then governed. That is Vs. This is Rs, and this is transistor Q1, and there is a collector resistance RC1, and the next there is a resistance RC2, and there is a BJT Q2. This is RS2, this is RS1, this is RS2, this is VS1 and corresponding to VS2. So, and this is the emitter. Actually, this is collector point, this is base point, base B, this is collector C. Here also collector C, and here is the emitter. This point is emitter, and in the emitter, actually, this differential input can be represented like this. This is a constant current source. Okay, constant current source. Okay, so basically this is the representation. But if an amplifier to work properly, or if it has to amplify the different signals properly, we need to consider two transistors which is having equal characteristics, which is having similar characteristics. So for the proper operations, the two transistors should be Q1 and Q2 are the two transistors. It should be, its characteristics should be similar, or two resistors values will be equal. And but when we are taking the transistors, or when we are connecting it in this manner, sometimes there may be some difference occurs. For that, we are changing this to a resistor. That means this is transferred into a resistor. We are replacing it with a resistor, that is Re. Okay, and here the biasing given to this path is minus VEE. So this is the actual circuit. Actually, this Re is common to this emitter and this emitter. Initially, it is a resistor will be connected to the emitter of this Q1. Another resistor is connected to the emitter of Q2. So this is Re1 and Re2 by 2. So when we are combining these two resistors, it will be giving Re. This is the basic circuit diagram. Okay. So for the proper operation, what is the condition? Q1 and Q2 characteristics should be ideal, okay, or similar. And RC1 will be equal to RC2 equal to RC. And also emitter resistance Re equal to Re1 by 2 parallel to Re2 by 2, okay. So this is the condition, okay, that we have discussed yesterday. And when we are first in your syllabus, you have to consider the DC analysis of differential amplifier. For DC analysis, we will be grounding the AC sources, or we will be replacing the AC sources. So this AC source will not be here, okay. So you have to draw this circuit diagram for DC analysis, okay. So this final circuit for the DC analysis will be like this, okay. You can redraw the circuit diagram like this. That is, there is a transistor Q1, RC1. You can replace it with RC1, can be replaced with RC, and there is a source resistance RS1 and RS2. Okay, this is the connection. You can draw this circuit diagram. Okay. So next you can start the analysis. First, you can replace this RC1 by RC, RC2 by RC. and RS1 by RS. Here also RS2 by RS, and there will be RE, and there is a source minus VEE and plus VCC. You can indicate the sign. Okay, now you can indicate the, see here the current, we are assuming that initially there was a source, so the current will be flowing like this. Okay, here from the VCC current will be flowing like this. Here also there was a source, AC source, and the current will be flowing like this. So initially you can consider that there is a direction like this. Okay, for applying the KVL. Okay, that you should remember in mind. Okay, no need to mark the directions. Okay, here you can see this is VBE. Okay, right, VBE, that is plus minus VBE. Here also there will be plus minus VBE. That is base. This is the transistor base to emitter voltage. So here is the collector point, that is here the voltage will be VC, and here also voltage will be VC, and the current flowing through this RC is equal to IC. You can mark it. Here also IC and here also IC. Okay. So these all are the markings you have to done. You can either write IC1, IC2. So first in the DC analysis, first condition, we are going to analyze this circuit. So in the DC analysis, what we are doing is we have to find out the quiescent current point, quiescent IC and VCE. These points we have to find out, that is collector current and collector to emitter voltage corresponding to quiescent operating point. Okay, that we have to find out in the case of DC analysis. Okay, you can write that point. Okay, in the DC analysis, operating point values, that is IC and VCE for any one of the two transistor can be find out of that. So in the DC analysis, what we are going to do is we are going to find IC and VCE, that is collector to emitter voltage and IC. Okay, so that is that is our aim in the DC analysis. Okay, next, see, first of all, what we can write is, assume that we are first assuming that Q1 and Q2 are ideal. So what is Q? What do you mean by Q1 and Q2? Then initially you can write, whenever Q1 and Q2 are ideal, we can write emitter current is approximately, what is emitter? Emitter current is the current flowing through this. Okay, current flowing through this. So emitter current approximately equal to collector current. So if both of these transistors are equal, then emitter current IE approximately equal to IC. That is the first condition. If assume that Q1 and Q2 are ideally matched, and we are considering the condition beta very greater than 1, that is current gain is more than unity. If the current gain is more than unity, and if the two transistors Q1 and Q2 are ideal, then we can directly write from the characteristics, we can directly write emitter current approximately equal to collector current. Okay, emitter current is equal to approximately collector current. See, you know that in this differential amplifier, we will be taking the output from the collector. Okay, in between the two collectors, we are taking the output in between the two collectors. So what will be the value of beta? Beta is the current gain. So output current by input current, that is the equation for beta. So beta, that is IC by IB, is very greater than 1. So we can directly write IE approximately equal to IC. So that is the first equation you have to write. Okay, next, so you know you have to keep this, I have to keep this circuit diagram here, then only I can write the equations by applying KVL. So next is, we are applying the KVL to the base emitter loop. You can write, we are applying KVL to the base emitter loop. We are applying KVL to base emitter loop. That is, base emitter loop is this one. Okay, this is the base emitter loop. Emitter base point is this, emitter point is this, collector. So base emitter loop is this. Once we are applying KVL, how can you write equations? Here the current is, we are assuming that here the current is IB. That is IB flowing through this RS. Here there is a ground. We are grounding the source, but actually there was a AC source. Due to that source, there will be a base current flowing to this transistor. Similarly, there is also a source here, but for DC analysis, we are grounding it. So, due to that source, there is a current. Let that current be IB. So, we can write the equation that IB current flowing through this RS, then due to that, there is a potential drop across RS. So, that potential drop is IB into RS. So next we can write it is equal to minus I. Here we can mark plus minus. So the current flows from higher potential to lower potential. So we can write it as minus. Since it is getting lowered, so we can write it as minus IB into RS. Next point is plus minus VBE is base to emitter voltage. So minus VBE. Next point is you know that here is the here emitter current is flowing, and you can know you know that here IE, if IE is the emitter current through this is the I. So through the RE resistor, total of IE plus IE is the emitter current. That means 2 IE into RE is the potential drop across it. Here also the current flows from higher potential to lower potential. So the sign will be minus 2 IE into RE. Okay. 2 IE into RE. Oh, that is the thing. And next is here the potential is minus plus. So it is equal to plus VEE equal to 0. Okay. So this is the KVL equation corresponding to this base emitter loop. This is the KVL equation corresponding to base emitter loop. So that is equal to minus IB into RS minus VBE minus 2 IE into RE plus VE equals 0. How it is minus VE plus VE? Here the symbol is minus. Actually, this is a DC source. That DC source negative is connected here and positive is connected to ground. Okay. So it is coming from positive to negative terminal. Okay. Sorry, it is coming from negative to positive terminal. That is why we are taking the symbol plus. Okay. I think it is clear to you. Okay. KVL equation is clear to you. Okay. Now, so this is the first equation. Okay. Next, in this equation, we can rearrange this equation like this. So VEE will be equal to what is VEE? That is equal to IB into RS plus VBE plus 2 IE into RE. You can rewrite the equation 2 IE into RE. In this, we know that we have to replace this IB. Okay. So we know that what is beta. You can write beta. What is beta? I have taken the initial condition is beta very greater than 1. That is current gain is more than unity. Okay. So beta is equal to current gain. That is equal to here. What is the current gain? Current gain is equal to output current by input current. Here the output current is IC. Okay. Input current is IB. Okay. So IC by IB. But we have taken the initial condition as what is taken IC approximately equal to IE. So we can substitute that value also. So beta will be equal to IE by IB. From this equation, you can write IB equal to IE by beta. So if you are numbering this equation as 1 and numbering this equation as 2, see, you got the equation IB equal to IE by beta. Okay, you can substitute this IB value in this equation. You have this equation, so you can substitute VEE equal to, instead of IB, you can substitute this second equation. So you can write it as, so you can write this equation instead of IB. What you can write? Instead of IB, you can write IE by beta. So IE by beta. VEE equal to IE by beta into RS plus VBE plus 2E RE. Okay. Plus 2E RE. VEE equal to IE by beta into RS plus VBE plus 2E RE. So this is the equation. So you can number this equation. Okay. So here you can see IER common terms. You can take it out. So you can again write the equation. See, you can again write the equation. So here you can write VEE equal to IE can be taken outside VE minus VBE equal to IE into RS by beta. See, RS by beta plus 2RE plus 2RE. So this is the equation. Here VBE can be taken to this side. So VE minus VBE coming to left side. Okay. And IE can be taken common only outside from this term, first term and third term. So IE into RS by beta plus 2 into RE. Okay. So that is the equation. So in this IE, what is equation for IE? IE equal to, you can rearrange the equation, VEE minus VBE divided by, so you can cross multiply it. So IE equal to VEE minus VBE by RS by beta plus 2 RE. So that is IE equal to VE minus VBE by RS by beta plus 2RE. That is the equation. So here in practical cases, this RS by beta is, you know that beta very greater than 1. I have taken the condition beta very greater than 1. So RS by beta will be a lesser quantity. When denominator is high, then this term will be very low. So since it is very low quantity, we can say that RS by beta in practical condition, RS by beta very less than 2RE. Okay. Since beta is very greater than 1, this quantity will be very less comparing to this 2RE. So we can neglect this term. So what will be IE? So we can write IE equal to VEE minus VBE divided by 2RE. Okay. So that is IE equal to VEE minus VBE by 2RE. Okay. So that is the important equation. Okay, that is equation for IE. And from the above equation, for the known values of VEE, the emitter current of Q1 and Q2 are determined by RE. So from this condition, we can say that this is equation for emitter current. From this equation, you can say that the emitter current is determined by the value of RE. Okay. So whenever the RE value is higher, emitter current will be lower. Whenever RE value is smaller, emitter current will be higher. So from this equation, emitter current values of Q1 and Q2 are determined by the value of RE. Okay, you can write that condition. Okay. And from this equation, once again, you can write that IE does not depend upon IC, right? Here there is no term for IC. So you can write also IE does not depend upon IC. Okay, two conditions are there. From this equation, the IE value for Q1 and Q2 depends upon the value of RE, and it does not, IE value does not depend upon the value of IC. It does not depend upon, that is IE. Emitter current does not depend upon the value of collector current, and it does depend upon the value of, it will depend upon the value of RE or emitter resistance. Okay, that are the two conditions for emitter current. Okay, next is, we have written all these equations by considering this loop. Okay, that is base emitter loop. Okay, next we are going to consider another loop, that is collector base loop. Next we are going to consider, here we are finding the emitter current. Next we are going to find this this collector base emitter collector base loop. Next we are going to consider collector base region. Okay, so here when we are considering, you can write it as, when we are, next we are going to consider the collector base loop. Okay, so here the voltage will be, what we have to find out, we have to find out IC and VCE value. Okay, okay, IC value we have to find out, and next is VCE value. Okay, so for that, finding the VCE value, we have to find out the collector voltage. What is collector voltage? Collector voltage is VC. Okay, collector voltage is VC. See, we have to find out this VCE value. So VCE value can be written as VC equal to VC minus VE. That is collector voltage minus emitter voltage. Okay, so first we have to find out the VC value, this VC value. Okay, for that we are considering what? We are considering collector base loop. Okay, we are considering collector base loop. We need to find this value. Okay, VC value, voltage at this collector. So we are considering the loop up to this point. So we can write, see here output is taken across it, like you know that. Okay, we out is taken across this. So we can write VC equal to, if it is the voltage VC, if we are considering this loop, then VC is equal to collector base region. We are considering collector base region. So we have to find out VC value, VC voltage at this point equal to, starting from here to here. See, here is the output. Okay, VC is the output. Okay, output is taken between two collector terminals. So VC, if you are considering this point, then VC will be equal to VCC minus, this is plus minus. Okay, VCC is plus minus. So VCC minus IC, VCC minus IC into RC. Okay, so that is VCC minus IC into RC. So our collector voltage will be the supply voltage minus drop across RC. So there is a supply voltage VCC. Okay, so whenever a collector current is flowing through this, a voltage will be dropped here. So the voltage across this collector terminal will be supply voltage minus voltage drop across this point. So that is equal to VCC minus IC into RC. So we are applying the KVL. So once we get this condition, if it is equation number 2 and equation number 1, then we can substitute this equation number 2 in the equation number 1. Okay, so VC equal to VC, what is VC value? VCC minus, VC value is VCC minus IC into RC minus VE. So VC will be equal to, we are substituting, VC will be equal to, instead of VC, we are substituting second equation. So you are going to substitute second equation in first equation. So VCC minus IC into RC minus VE is our equation. Okay, so emitter voltage, we can consider this emitter voltage as the voltage between the base to emitter region. So emitter voltage will be equal to, what is the voltage appearing across emitter? VBE voltage will be appearing at the emitter. Okay, so we can simply write VE equal to minus VBE. Okay, what is emitter voltage? Emitter voltage is the voltage across base to emitter region. So VE can be written as minus VBE. Okay, so V equal to minus VBE, because V equal to minus VBE. So we can substitute this third equation in the above equation. So we will be getting, what we will getting? VC equal to, you can write it as, see, we are writing the condition. So we will be getting VC equal to VCC minus IC RC, and here is minus VE, instead of minus VE, VBE coming, so it will become plus VBE. Okay, so this is the equation for VCE. Okay, this is the equation for VCE. So VCE is VCC minus IC RC plus VBE. So we can simply write it, we want in the DC analysis, we want to find out the quiescent operating point, that is VCEQ. That is the quiescent operating point. VCEQ will be equal to VCE, that is equal to VCC minus ICRC plus VBE. Okay, so this is the thing what we are going to derive from this DC analysis. So quiescent operating point VCEQ will be equal to VCE, that is equal to VCC minus ICRC plus VBE. Okay, so quiescent operating point is find out from this. We found out from this DC analysis of differential amplifier. Okay, for that we are considering two loop. One is this base emitter loop and the second is this collector base loop. Okay, we will be writing two KVL equations, one in this region and one in this region. So as a result, we will be getting the IE value, and we can make the approximation IE approximately equal to IC. So the quiescent operating current will be ICQ equal to approximately equal to IE. Okay, similarly quiescent operating point ICEQ will be approximately equal to VCE. Okay, that is the thing that we are derived from this DC analysis. So you have to write both these equations. That is ICQ approximately equal to IE and VCEQ approximately equal to VC. Okay, that is the equations we are getting from the DC analysis of differential amplifier. Next is today's time is over. Let us take the attendance. Next, in the next class, we will taking the AC analysis of this differential amplifier. Okay, so you can go to the portions. So attendance, please wait. Yes, പറയണേ, present പറയണേ. Akshay.